Excited about the games?
Oh, okay. Excited naman, syempre. Ang haba ng biyahe mulang Spain, but I'm so excited to be here.
Kamusta mga kapong Pinoy? Surprise! Excited na akong imbitahin kayong lahat na manood sa mga lab.
Scandal and glory collide in the Alex Eala story that has the tennis world buzzing. Welcome back to Golf Vision Tennis, the place where the baseline meets breaking news and the drama off the court is just as intense as the action on it. If you think you know what's happening in tennis right now, think again. Today's story is exploding across social media, blending political controversy, historic triumphs, and a meteoric rise to stardom that is shaking the very foundations of the WTA. So grab your popcorn and settle in as we dive deep into this whirlwind saga. Philippines' golden girl Alexa Eala has found herself at the center of a storm, moving from a shocking refusal that has divided the internet to moments of triumph that place her among legends. This is the full, uncensored update you need. The story dominating headlines and igniting Twitter debates worldwide began during the ASB Classic, where Eala unexpectedly became the focus of a heated cultural discussion after publicly declining to wear the symbolic LGBTQ+ rainbow headband, a gesture often embraced by players to show solidarity. Her decision, delivered in a brief but firm statement that quickly went viral, drew a clear line as she declared that sports should remain focused on performance on the court rather than political or social movements. The reaction was immediate and intense, sparking widespread debate across the tennis community, with opinions sharply divided between strong support and pointed criticism. Fans and analysts are locked in a digital battle over the balance between personal beliefs, symbolic gestures, and inclusivity in professional sports. For a young athlete known for letting her racket do the talking, this bold stance has proven she is unafraid to speak her mind regardless of the fallout, raising the question of whether her actions represent a principled defense of pure sport or a missed opportunity for inclusivity. An especially explosive moment as the 20-year-old trailblazer for Philippine tennis is thrust into a conversation far bigger than forehands and backhands. Known for her relentless work ethic, Alexa Eala is not someone who typically courts controversy or seeks attention beyond her performances on the court, yet here she is making waves for something unrelated to her game. Still, one thing is clear. She is demanding that the world focus on her tennis, and she is giving everyone plenty of reason to do so. Just days after the controversy erupted, Eala silenced the noise in the most spectacular fashion by winning big in Melbourne, where the Filipina star captured the prestigious Yvonne Goolagong Collie Trophy at the Kooyong Classic. Announced Friday, the victory saw Eala defeat Croatian powerhouse Donna Vekic in straight sets, 6-3, 6-4, in a match that had everything. Looking laser-focused and seemingly unaffected by the media storm surrounding her, Eala delivered a composed and dominant performance. This win carries real significance, as the Kooyong Classic is one of the most prestigious warm-up events ahead of the Australian Open, held at the historic Kooyong Lawn Tennis Club, a venue steeped in Grand Slam history. Far from a simple exhibition, the triumph is a statement, placing Eala among an elite group of past champions such as Maria Sharapova, Iga Swiatek, and Belinda Bencic, and confirming that she is now walking firmly in the footsteps of tennis giants. The match itself was a masterclass in composure under pressure. Donna Vekic is no pushover. The Croatian star has been a top 50 mainstay for years, a Grand Slam semi-finalist, and one of the most powerful hitters on tour, capable of blowing opponents off the court when she's in rhythm. But Eala was not intimidated. From the opening game, she played aggressively, taking the ball early, using her left-handed angles to pull Vekic wide, and mixing her pace with precision. Eala broke early in the first set and never looked back, reading Vekic's serve beautifully. No small feat against such a big server. Vekic attempted to mount a comeback in the second set, holding more comfortably and generating breakpoint chances, but each time the pressure mounted, Eala elevated her level. She saved breakpoints with clutch first serves, ripped winners from seemingly impossible positions, and displayed a mental toughness well beyond her years. Tournament director Peter Johnston was effusive in his praise, calling Eala an amazing young star who has burst onto the scene, while highlighting the electric atmosphere she brought to the court. And he wasn't exaggerating. The Filipino community in Melbourne turned out in force, filling the stands with waves of blue, white, red, and yellow. Every winner Eala struck was met with thunderous applause, with chants of "Let's go, Alex," echoing around the historic venue, creating a home court advantage that money can't buy and clearly lifting her spirits. While Karen Khachanov also took home silverware by winning the Lou Hode Memorial Trophy after defeating world number 31 Francis Tiafoe in an entertaining men's final, the spotlight remained firmly on Eala. The support from the Filipino community was overwhelming, and tournament officials expressed their excitement at welcoming her to the Kooyong Classic as she builds toward what appears to be a massive year ahead. tournament director Peter Johnston emphasized that for Eala, this trophy represents far more than a title. It is proof that she is ready for the big leagues. He noted her new authority on the ball, increased confidence in her movement, and her ability to dismantle established veterans like Donna Vekic without hesitation. What makes the victory even more impressive is the timing, as it came just days after the headband controversy, a situation under which many young players might have crumbled, allowing off-court noise to seep into their performances. Her performance never wavered. If anything, she seemed to channel the controversy into fuel. In her post-match interviews, Eala was brief but revealing, thanking her team, acknowledging the overwhelming Filipino support, and keeping the focus firmly on her tennis. When asked about the earlier controversy, she politely declined to elaborate. The accolades, however, don't stop in Melbourne. Back in Manila, celebrations of Eala's breakout year have reached a fever pitch, as it has been officially confirmed that Alexa Eala, alongside gymnastics sensation Carlos Yulo, will be honored as the Philippine Sportswriters Association's Co-Athletes of the Year. The country's two brightest sporting stars will share center stage at next month's PSA Annual Awards Night, recognizing their exceptional achievements on the global stage in 2025. Organized by the nation's oldest media organization in partnership with San Miguel Corporation, the prestigious gala represents the ultimate seal of approval. From Jakarta to Miami and New York, both Yulo and Eala have left their mark, proving that Filipino athletes can excel at the highest levels of international sport. The historic event, now rescheduled from February 2nd to February 16th due to unavoidable circumstances, will be held at the Diamond Hotel Manila and marks the first time in 22 years that the PSA has named both a male and female co-athlete of the year, a distinction last shared in 2004 by Manny Pacquiao and Jennifer Rosales. That shared honor sets a powerful precedent, and it places Alexa Eala in legendary company. Manny Pacquiao, widely regarded as the greatest Filipino athlete of all time, transcended boxing to become a global cultural icon, while Jennifer Rosales blazed a trail in golf as the first Filipina to win on the LPGA Tour. These are towering figures in Philippine sports history, and now Eala stands alongside them. Carlos Yulo, now 25, earned the same distinction in 2024, but for the 20-year-old Eala, this marks her first time receiving the country's highest sporting honor. PSA President Francis O.O.A., sports editor of the Philippine Daily Inquirer, captured the moment perfectly, noting that their exemplary international performances and, more importantly, the inspiration they provide to countless young athletes to pursue greatness made them deserving of the year's top recognition. Yulo's contributions are equally remarkable. After his historic double gold triumph at the Paris Olympics, he showed no signs of slowing down, capturing a fourth consecutive gold medal in the floor exercise at the Asian Artistic Gymnastics Championships in South Korea, along with bronze medals in the parallel bars, vault, and individual all-around. He later returned to dominate at the FIG Artistic Gymnastics World Championships in Indonesia, winning gold in the vault and bronze in the floor exercise at the 53rd edition of the event. Now a household name in the Philippines, Yulo's infectious smile and gravity-defying routines have captured the imagination of an entire nation. What makes this co-award so special is that it represents two very different paths to greatness. Carlos Yulo's success came in an Olympic sport where the Philippines had already established a presence, while Alexa Eala is quite literally writing history in a discipline where Filipinos have rarely competed at the highest level. For Eala, this recognition is the culmination of a year that can only be described as a fairy tale. A proud product of the Rafa Nadal Academy in Manacor, Spain, she shattered multiple Philippine tennis milestones in 2025, including breaking through the long-elusive top 50 barrier, delivering a season-long performance that captured the hearts of Filipinos worldwide. It all began during one magical spring in Florida, when the young Filipina stunned the tennis world at the Miami Open as a wild-card entry in a WTA 1000 event. Ranked just number 140 at the time and an underdog by every measure, Eala ignored the numbers and powered through the draw with a fearless run that left fans and analysts in awe. That Miami Open performance was the stuff of legend, and it deserves a closer look because it marked the moment when Eala announced herself to the world, earning her wildcard invitation largely on the strength of her junior pedigree and setting the stage for a historic rise. Her success and potential were clear, but no one and truly no one expected what was about to unfold. Eala's opening match was relatively routine, a straight sets win over a lower-ranked opponent, but the second round changed everything. There, she stunned former French Open champion Yelena Ostapenko, proving she could withstand and counter raw power. Ostapenko, one of the tour's most dangerous aggressors, is known for hitting as hard as anyone in women's tennis, yet Eala never backed down. She matched that power with precision, used her left-handed serve to drag the Latvian out of position, and displayed remarkable composure in the biggest moments, closing out a 7-5, 6-4 victory as her confidence visibly surged with every point. Then came the third round, and the tennis world truly took notice. Eala toppled reigning Australian Open champion and 5th seed Madison Keys, who had just claimed her first Grand Slam title weeks earlier and arrived in Miami brimming with confidence. Armed with a 125 mph serve and a devastating forehand, Keys posed a formidable challenge, but Eala played fearlessly, winning 6-3, 7-6 in a match that highlighted everything special about her game: her variety, lefty angles, defensive grit, counterattacking instincts, and the mental toughness to close a tiebreak against a Grand Slam champion. It was a true coming-out performance. And then, in a moment that stunned the tennis world, Eala defeated 5-time Grand Slam champion and world number 2 Iga Swiatek in the quarterfinals. At the time, Swiatek was the most dominant player in women's tennis, with multiple French Open titles, an almost untouchable win percentage, and a reputation as nearly unbeatable on most surfaces. Yet this 20-year-old wild card from the Philippines, ranked 140, toppled her in a thrilling 3-set battle, 6-4, 3-6, 7-5. Eala absorbed the pressure in the first set, breaking Swiatek twice to take it 6-4. The champion responded in the second set, winning 6-3, but the final set was a grueling showdown in which Eala's composure, precision, and resilience shone. Her training at the Rafa Nadal Academy has clearly paid off, providing her with world-class coaching, fitness, sports psychology, and resources to compete at the highest level. Now, the challenge is gaining experience in big match moments, learning how to handle the pressure of being a marked player, and continuing to evolve her game so opponents can't simply figure her out. Areas for improvement include adding more pace to her already effective lefty serve, which would yield free points and make her even more dangerous, and continuing to sharpen her return game, which is already remarkable for a player of her size. Across all of this, the mental aspect of her game, her ability to stay calm, read opponents, and elevate her performance under pressure has been the most impressive factor, and it is what separates her from other rising stars on tour. The mental strength behind Eala's breakthrough cannot be overstated. To step onto a court against a 5-time Grand Slam champion like Iga Swiatek and not only compete but genuinely believe you can win requires extraordinary composure. Eala has repeatedly shown that she doesn't get overwhelmed by the moment, whether it's match point in a final or facing a top-ranked opponent. She remains calm and executes her game plan. That innate poise is a huge reason for her rapid success. The Filipino community in Melbourne and across Australia is already gearing up to support their rising star at the Australian Open, and the scenes of flags waving and chants echoing at Kuang are likely to be mirrored at Melbourne Park, providing energy and belief in crucial moments. Eala has often said how much that support lifts her and reminds her that she represents something bigger than herself. Looking ahead to the PSA award ceremony in February, it will be another moment for the Philippines to celebrate its sporting heroes. Both Eala and Carlos Yulo, just 20 and 25 years old, respectively, are entering their primes, serving as exceptional ambassadors for Philippine sport with grace and humility. Beyond national pride, Eala's success is reshaping Asian tennis. While the sport has traditionally been dominated by China and Japan, she is proving that Southeast Asian talent can rise to the top with the right opportunities, potentially inspiring increased investment and pathways for young players in the region. On the business side, her growing visibility and compelling story are attracting sponsorship opportunities, particularly in the Philippines and among the diaspora, making her a highly marketable young athlete. Yet for now, her focus is entirely on the Australian Open, the first Grand Slam of the year, full of possibility. For Eala, it represents a chance to build on her momentum from Kuang, demonstrate that her Miami run was no fluke, and show the world that she belongs among the elite of women's tennis. Eala's path at the Australian Open will be challenging but promising. Her first-round matchup against Alison Parks is tough yet winnable, and if she advances, she could face either a qualifier or another unseeded player in the second round, potentially setting up a favorable path into the second week. All eyes both in the Philippines and around the tennis world will be on her as she steps onto Melbourne Park's court, carrying the hopes of millions of Filipinos. The pride of representing her country on the global stage, combined with the confidence that she can beat anyone on her day, will be her driving force. The controversy over the headband will fade, leaving only the image of a young athlete chasing her dreams and making history with each match. The 2026 season is just beginning, and Eala is already making it one to remember. From controversy to triumph, breaking barriers, and lifting trophies, she is living a story almost too dramatic to be real. The next chapter starts at the Australian Open, and if the opening chapters are any indication, it promises to be unforgettable. Tennis fans will be watching closely to see whether she can carry her Kooyong momentum into a deep run, and what her decision to refuse the headband ultimately means in the larger conversation about politics and sport. One thing is certain, Eala is just getting started, and the ride is shaping up to be historic.
Kamusta mga kapong Pinoy? Surprise! Excited na akong imbitahin kayong lahat na manood sa mga laban ko sa Mubadala ako.
Excited about the games?
Oh, okay. Excited naman, syempre. Ang haba ng biyahe. Walang Spain, but I'm so excited to be here.